Hello internets, this is BoneCarlos coming to you live from Daybreak to bring you another StarCraft 2 commentary shoutcast kind of thing. The players today are going to be Mew, spawning as the blue Zerg. His opponent is going to be none other than GGBourne, spawning as the red Protoss, and apparently Mew already knows Bourne. Good for him. This was uploaded to our cast, a little subreddit on Reddit. So feel free to go ahead and check that out if you guys feel free to do so, to upload your replays, have them casted, or if you guys want to cast games up there, feel free to pick a replay and have fun. So, a little bit about the players. Both these guys are currently masters, I do believe. And from the rap sheet that Mew gave me of himself, he is a staunch 6'1", 195 pounds lean muscle. He enjoys long walks along a sunsetted beach and poetry and all that other flowery jazz. So ladies, get at him. His opponent, Bourne, from the rap sheet that I was given to you by Mew, really doesn't need an introduction. It is not Jason Bourne from the Bourne series, because if it was, he would forget playing StarCraft and just kill you with that little fuzzy thing that covers the microphone and a bobby pin. I'm pretty sure Jason Bourne could figure it out. But GGBourne, it looks like he's already starting off his Forge fast expand. Gonna go ahead and put down something at the front of his base. Look at that, a Forge is going down, and I expect to see a fast expansion out of him any second now. Already we see Mew just gonna go ahead and crossing the map with his overlords, with his drone, putting down a spawning pool fairly quickly. So spawning pool first. Here comes the hatchery as soon as he gets those minerals to do so. Looks like Mew's just going to go ahead and check around the extremities of the natural expansion, make sure there's no sort of cheeky shenanigans going on. But once he sees this Forge fast extend, he's going to go ahead and rest assured, more than likely going to try to shoot away that probe before that pylon goes down. Pylon does go down, but with the spawning pool already 75% done, a couple of Zerglings will bring that down no problem. With as soon as Bourne spots that spawning pool, I expect him to just go ahead and cancel that pylon. He might actually leave it going, but in the meantime, Mew takes his own natural expansion. At the natural expansion of Bourne, a photon cannon is going to go ahead and take care of this hatchery, but it's going to go ahead and delay Bourne's expansion by quite a bit. And actually, I wouldn't say that much, that very long time no see kind of thing. Excuse me as I stuttered over my English speaking skills. But with spawning pool first, I generally like to put up my wall up that much sooner. I put down my cannon and then the gateway, and then finish off that wall. I usually put the pylon over here to use it as part of my wall. But that's only if I see a spawning pool first. If I see a hatch first, I go ahead and put down my Nexus first and then my photon cannon. But this is kind of a bit of a reaction by Bourne to actually start taking this hatchery down as soon as possible. Already that pylon is down. Two Zerglings did brought it down with the help of this single drone. I don't expect this hatchery to be finished up in any shape, way, or form, and this extra photon cannon is there just kind of a bit of a knee-jerk reaction by Bourne. I don't completely agree with this. Hey, what do I know? I'm only platinum, right? Ta-da, and it looks like this hatchery is canceled, saving themselves 225 energy. Mew did try to go ahead and take this Vespin Geyser, but the two double photon cannon actually killed it before it got there. So look at that master level play actually came out. You need that extra photon cannon to be able to take out that drone before it takes that assimilator. Mew is going to go ahead and spread out his Zerglings all around the map, just checking to see if they could spot any other pylons, while he's going to go ahead and take his third base of his own. So the natural expansion is up, or is going up. It's going to be up in about a minute or so, while his third is going to be about following it close behind in about 20 seconds later. We see Bourne already taking his double assimilator. Both of his assimilators already researching +1 attack, researching that warp gate tech. Nothing being built out of these gateways. So his path is still semi-wide open with him researching +1 attack, weapons level upgrade for the ground units. I would see some sort of mass gateway push around the 9-10 minute mark, maybe even 11, since it was kind of delayed for a few seconds while that hatchery was stolen at that natural expansion. But Mew already has his natural of his own up. Looks like Bourne's going to go ahead and scout that third. It's going to go ahead and pop in a few seconds. And now we see that Mew is going to go ahead and get himself as much vision as possible, spreading those overlords around, making sure there's no kind of cheeky draws. Even a Zergling at the front of the natural expansion, making sure no probes sneak on past. But this single probe right here is still kind of all around the map. It's going to go ahead and be chased down by this Zergling, and it might actually get home. Especially, well, actually it might not. This single Zergling might catch it off guard, and there's another Zergling here at the watchtower if it decides to give chase. but a couple more nibbles are are gonna bring it down to the whole damage. But 2 zealots are gonna go ahead and fend off these fiendish zerglings, and these zerglings are say, whoa, 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 whoa. We're gonna stop here for a rest. We're gonna go ahead and nibble away. We're gonna let one of our dudes die, and we're gonna keep on trucking. 2 zealots are gonna chase away 3 amounts of zerglings, and what's coming out of Mew is 6 to 7 to 8 maybe zerglings being popped, while at the same time a couple of sentries, 3 more gateways, and a warp gate is pretty much almost done. So this pylon is, or actually was going to be put down at just the opportune time. It finally does go down. So as soon as these warp gates do finish transforming, that pylon should be up and running. But these 2 zealots are going to have to launch into a mass surround of zerglings. Not a single kill has been done yet. The zealots do manage to find themselves a nice little crevice to be able to slip on past them. And this sentry is going to go ahead and block itself into a corner. Maybe going to go ahead and put it down a force field wherever it can. Fresh warping of Stalker and Sentry units actually force these zerglings to run on by, and I don't even think Bourne can spot this Overlord. No, it cannot. That Overlord knows exactly what's going on, given that Vision of the High Ground. It's a great placement by Mew, so Bourne knows when to move out, and so does Mew. So right now it's just pure zerglings. A couple roaches are being morphed in, and already a single spine crawler there for defense, so Mew is not overcommitting to this attack. He's just sitting pretty, just watching Overlord style, while he's going to go ahead and poke and prod with this single spine crawler. A second one is put up. A third one is going to go ahead and put down. A couple of force fields do whiff, try to catch that queen off guard, but it manages to give him the slip yet again, and go home to vomit some more larvae. And looks like Bourne is just going to go ahead and go back and forth, and just going to go ahead and pick his opportunity on where he wants to attack. Mew is placing his units pretty much at a prime location, away from these spine crawlers, giving himself that maximum amount of surface area. But the army of Bourne is attacking where he shouldn't. If he continues on forward here, it looks like a nice force field might stop it, but the entire army does slip on by. Looks like Bourne did move just a hair too slow. If he made a beeline straight for this ramp, he could have cut off this ramp and would have forced the entire army to go around the entire extremities off creep, and then Bourne could have just slipped on past into the main wall. Force field this off for quite some time, and could have done hectic amounts of damage at his leisure. Single Zealot's going to go ahead and sacrifice his life, give his life for ire to see absolutely nothing. Bourne still doesn't know exactly what's going on beyond those 3 spine crawlers, and he is just going to go ahead and head on home. Immortals are on the field. This 4 pylon is going to go down. Poor Pylo. It is down. It is going to go ahead and go up in flames or energy or electricity, whatever you want to call it. Twilight Cancel. Looks like it's going to go ahead and be put down alongside 2 more gateways, a single robotics bay. Where is that sneaky little devil? There it is, right here in the heart of the Protoss base. It looks like this Overlord is going to go ahead and sack itself to see exactly what's going on. It did spot that robotics facility, so he does have pretty much everything he could possibly glean out of that Overlord. It looks like 1/1 attack and armor for Bourne is up and running, while it looks like Mew's going to go ahead and take down his destructible rocks. No upgrades just yet. No double Evo Chamber. Well, basically because he finally put down his 2 extractors very late, 11 and 20 minute mark, or 11 minute 20 second mark for the main extractors on his main base. It looks like he just finished it up his 2 at his 3rd expansion, so gas is going to start ramping up very, very quickly. Looks like the upgrades are going to start coming in as soon as possible, and this hatchery is still the hatchery. Hatchery is still a hatchery, and this hatchery is morphing into that lair tech. So it looks like we're going to see infestors coming up anytime soon. Infestors, spires, all that other fun jazz that Zerg players like to do. The food count 96 to 124 in comparison to Mew. Looking at the income tab, we see the harvester count does favor Mew. Definitely 68 harvesters currently to 54 of Bourne. Definitely the income tab does show the economic advantage that Mew has at the moment. But Blink is being researched, +2 attack is being researched as well. So this is a pretty precarious situation for Mew at the moment. Bourne is going to go ahead and start walling off his main base, and go ahead and probably put down another pylon here, put down a couple of more gateways here and here. But at the same time, Mew's going to go ahead and take his 4th, and he's going to go ahead and start morphing in that Overseer, given that lair tech is up and finished. Looks like 1/1 attack is almost completed, while these 2 more hatcheries, 3 hatcheries are being put down. So 1 at the 4th base, 1 at the 5th possible base, and a macro hatch as well. So Mew is gearing up for a big push in just a few minutes, while Bourne is still pretty much based on a basic mass exodus of probes on a basic build order. He still doesn't, I don't think he has a robotics bay facility up just yet. Pure gateway, pure immortal tech, and he's currently supply blocked just a little bit. Finally that pylon finishes. Looks like an observer is going to scout all of this. Zerglings are going to meet their demise at the hands of the Stalker Immortal Sentry Force. While his third base, Bourne, is barely up and running. So this looks, I would say Bourne is just a wee bit behind, not just because of the obvious food differential, but just because of the fact that Mew is just so much ahead of him in that economic status. I mean, he still has a very formidable force. Infestors are on the field alongside with 28 more Zerglings. And at the same time, Bourne is just letting Mew get whatever he wants. He is just being a little bit too slow, and Overseer's going to go ahead and see everything. Stalkers are going to go ahead and catch it. Blink forward is revealed. That Overseer is going to go down, but at what cost, really? The Overseer saw everything he needed to see. Didn't see any robotics bay whatsoever, and that's just really what worries me. At this point, Bourne really should have a robotics bay, but he really can't afford it mineral-wise, so why not put down a Templar Archives, I do believe is what they are called, and use up that gas on those Archons, on those Psionic Storms, because that is really the only possible avenue that Bourne can do. But instead of just going to push forward with his 3 Immortals and his scraggly bunch of gateway units, but Mew is more than adequately prepared. He already has 3 Spine Crawlers up, more are on the way. Blink back does put the Immortals on the front, but Fungal Drills does catch most of the armies of Bourne, but it looks like a nice force fields are preventing most of Mew's forces from engaging directly. Finally, the Zerg force managed to stream on past those Speedlings, managed to get through the cracks of the force field. Mass force fields aren't blocking anything at all, but there is still a huge surround by those roaches. They are still plentiful in a range. Zerglings do crush the remainder of Bourne's forces, and Bourne is forced to GG. Really just a bad engagement overall. He was able to hold on for just a few seconds, but if he had those Psionic Storms, if you had that Colossus tech, it would be completely different, but the power of the Infestor, Roach, and Speedlings was just a little bit too high. Looking at the unit slots tab, we see pretty much the resources does favor Mew, about plus 2,000 in that regard. Unit slots is pretty much even on what you want to see about in a PVZ. So that was it for this replay. I hope you guys enjoyed. If not, leave comments down below on what I could do to make these more enjoyable for you. If you guys want me to cast one of your own games, upload them to one of the major replay sites, and I'll be more than happy to take care of it for you. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and go take a nap. It's past my bedtime, guys. Later.